Welcome to the Health Ranger Report with Mike Adams, the Health Ranger.
All right, this is Mike Adams, the creator of the Vaccine Zombie song and music video, and this is commentary about the song and music video. There's an interesting history of this. This original song was something that I wrote and recorded in 2011. And back then, we didn't have AI, and so I hired an animator to hand animate everything you see in the video. And I had a couple of clips in there of me singing along with it. Of course, I had a giant TV display behind me while I was filming that. And I just did that in a den room. I didn't even use a professional studio. But I recorded the song. I did all the audio production and everything. And I wrote the lyrics. And that song became very popular in 2011. And it was also one of the reasons why I became aggressively targeted by the CIA and the deep state and the vaccine industry. Big Pharma actually funded and unleashed black ops teams specifically to target myself and a few other people. One company spent over $1 million a year targeting me and one other person, just the two of us, with smear campaigns and smearing us, all over the media and Wikipedia and everything else. And it was all designed to shut down this message that's in the song, Vaccine Zombie. Because, as you have no doubt come to realize, every line in the song has come true. Like everything in the song has come true. And it was almost prophetic, really, looking back on that, more than a decade ago, 14 years ago. To know that then, to realize how evil Big Pharma was and how evil the vaccine industry was back then, and the CDC and the FDA, all named in the song. And also talking about all the brain damage and, the push for vaccines for chicken pox and everything else. You got to realize that in 2011, that song and those lyrics were like really fringe. That was really, really radical stuff. Back then, most Americans trusted the CDC. Obviously, that was long before COVID, right? It was 9 years before COVID and 10 years before the COVID vaccines. So everybody trusted the CDC. Everybody trusted the FDA. They don't anymore. At least the people living don't. But back then, everybody did. And the lyrics were considered really radical and even dangerous. Some people said, oh, this is going to get children killed because they'll be afraid of vaccines. That kind of nonsense. Now we know that vaccines are killing children. Vaccines cause autism. Vaccines are killing people. And especially COVID vaccines are depopulation bioweapons that are engineered to kill people. And we know the mRNA technology is a death tech that causes, clots and foreign proteins to be replicated in your body. So you shed on other people and harm people around you just by shedding on them. Vaccines have become anti-human weapons. Now, when I wrote this song in 2011, I could not, of course, anticipate mRNA technology. That didn't exist. At least, maybe it existed in a lab somewhere, but nobody really knew about it except a few people. I certainly didn't know about it then, nor could we have anticipated what was going to happen with the COVID pandemic and the Wuhan lab and Fauci and lockdowns and masks and all the nonsense that went on there and the total destruction of the economy and massive money printing. Wow, we have lived through some crazy times, folks, together. We've lived through it. And the fact that you're hearing this means that we've survived it together, too. That's saying something. That's a big deal. So, fast forward to today. A few months ago, actually. That's when I found out about Suno, the creative song engine. And there are a number of engines out there that do music. There's like Refusion and Suno, and there's a couple of others as well. And they've become very advanced in terms of being able to do, music. Now, so I used AI to produce the music for this, but one thing that you need to understand is that it takes a lot of effort to get AI music to sound good. Some people think that it's so simple, you just throw a bunch of words into a prompt and just say, I want rock and roll style or whatever, and it's going to spit out this awesome song. And actually, not so much. It's usually not that awesome. And it turns out that to create AI augmented music really takes a musician, and I think to do it well. You have to have an ear for music. You have to have an ear for the syncopation of the lyrics. You have to do better than just simple rhyming. Like if you listen to this song, the rhymes are really complex and multi-layered, like really delicately put together, word cuisine, basically, right? These aren't simple rhymes, and these aren't AI generated rhymes. You can tell. These are lyrics that took me a long time to put together back then. I mean, probably I was brainstorming this song over a period of many weeks, and I would do like one verse at a time, or I'd be playing with the ideas in my head. And then I would, hit upon an idea, I'd bring that in, like, wow, let's do that. And of course I found, it takes a lot of effort to do it well. And then it turns out the structure of this particular song is very, very different. Like the whole section where it goes, I'm afraid of invisible germs, I need a vaccine. I'm afraid of parasites and worms, I need a vaccine. I'm afraid of seasonal flu, I'm afraid of having sex with you, etc. That's an unusual structure. And then to follow that with a completely different structure, like those herbs are woo-woo quackery. I get my food from a fast food factory. And rhyming like quackery and factory, that's not something that AI would normally rhyme, right? That comes out of a person thinking about this. And then I rhymed that with, I got my psych drugs, they talk them back to me. Modern medical myths are like fact to me. So I rhymed quackery, factory, back to me, and fact to me. And they do rhyme. If you think about it, they do rhyme. But an AI engine would never rhyme those words. So, good rap artists, of course, will do really creative rhymes, and they will play really loosely with the words. And that's something that I actually, appreciate. And there's a whole verse in this song that was a very intricate series of rhymes. And let me just read it for you here. I think you'll appreciate this. I always do as requested, like the media covertly suggested. You guessed it, right? So that's 3 rhyming terms right there. I finally gave in and confessed it. I like to have my body and my brain medically molested. So I'm rhyming requested, guessed it, suggested, confessed it, and molested. And then the next verse, don't want to be arrested, which is another rhyme, so I don't protest it. I give another pint of blood just to test it. I'm not taking those herbs, I detest it. Just give me more pills, they're going to be ingested. So those two paragraphs from the song, if you just read the rhyming words, it's requested, suggested, guessed it, confessed it, molested, arrested, protested, tested, detested, ingested. See what I mean? Like, whoa, that's a tongue twister. Well, those are really intricate, human created lyrics. And they're so much fun to listen to like that because the rhythm, your brain just loves to hear the intricate looping, like layered rhymes of this. At least I like to hear it. I think a lot of people like to hear it. It's really fun to hear well done lyrics. Okay, so using today's tools then, even using tools like Suno, you still have to do probably hundreds of different renders. And even then, if you find one that has the basic kind of sound that you like, you have to clip out and rework areas or sections. Sometimes you have to extend the songs. This song is quite long, so it didn't fit all in one render. It is an extended song, and then you have to do audio editing in a regular, DAW software or audio editing software, which I've used for 25 years, so I'm used to that. And then you have to rework certain sections if the AI engine mispronounces something or if they don't have the syncopation that you're looking for. Then you have to rework it. So like one of the lines in the song is, I believe all the news that's on television. I believe the official 9/11 commission. Well, the first time, the primary render on this did not produce the timing anywhere close to that. It was completely wrong, and so I had to rework that section a lot. And of course, television and commission, they rhyme also in humans' minds, but not necessarily AI. And there was a time in this where I had clipped out a section of this. I was having so much trouble getting it to render correctly and to fit. I actually had to remove a section, and then I ended up finding a way to put it back in. And that section is the one that says, everything I know came from TV. My psych drugs, they're talking back to me because I'm a vaccine zombie. Like those had to be taken out, and then I was able to put them back in. So fortunately, I was able to rework the entire song from 2011, but it took a tremendous amount of work to get it right. And then I turned this one over to my staff for animations. Now, I did initially generate the first stills of this, and I did the prompt engineering for the stylistic choices of what I wanted, which was kind of like a cartoonish zombie, kind of like a Pixar style, like children's cartoon zombie. You know what I mean? Not that this is for children, but that kind of style, because I wanted it to be funny. And what's really horrifying about this is when I was first experimenting with the renders of the stills on this, and I tried different styles, one style in particular, which was a realistic illustration style, was so bloody and gory that it just completely grossed me out. It was more like a realistic brain removal surgery scene with blood everywhere. I was like, oh God, no, that is not what we're going for here. Like, we want more like Halloween cartoon characters, that like a zombie holding a brain, but we don't want blood gushing everywhere. That's not what we're going for here, right? This is supposed to be, funny, but educational, but not gross, which is a really delicate line here when you're dealing with needles and zombies, right? How do you make it not gross, but hilarious and a little horrifying? So that balance is tricky. And you'll know this if you're in the music industry or the video industry. You'll know that what people see on the screen has to match the vibe of the song. They go together. And there is a comedic element to this song. And you'll notice that one of the lead instruments in this song is indeed a kazoo. Did you notice that? It's like a digital kazoo. It's like, whatever. That's a kazoo, folks. Okay. So any song with a kazoo in it should be a funny song, and the video should be a funny video. Otherwise, it doesn't match. So, you know what a kazoo is, right? I'm not even sure that qualifies as an instrument, but it's used in a lot of comedy songs. So it was a very delicate balance here to make it all match, and I gave a lot of direction to my graphics person, my video person, and this was his first AI-generated video. Because one of the things I've mentioned here is that I've been introducing a lot of AI tools to my staff because I want to empower them with this technology. I want to amplify their efforts. And, I'm in the realm of being a communicator and being an entertainer sometimes, and doing podcasts or doing music or videos or documentaries or whatever the case may be. And so I know that my staff need to be up to speed on this. And so I specifically give them these kinds of assignments, and I effectively order them to use AI. I'm like, don't even think about doing it some other way, whatever old way you used to do. Like, no, here's your tool set. Here's all your logins and passwords, etc. And I want you to use this. And then I want you to make the following. And so we started with all the stills. And once I was happy with the stills, which are just still images throughout the video, kind of like storyboarding a movie, then we animated the stills. So that's the approach that I take on all these music videos. You just storyboard it first, and then you animate the storyboards. I did that with the Bailout Money, and I did all that myself. So that was the music video that helped me learn how to do it. I also did Where the Money Go, Joe. I'm the one who did that. And then I was able to teach my staff how to take it on. And now they're working on numerous other music videos, and I'm focusing on just the music, which is great. And I have a vision for how I want the music videos to look. I've assigned one piece of music, a video that I want to have. It's got a Latin guitar style to it. It's kind of a classical analog Latin guitar riffs rap song. Yeah, very interesting. And it's called Doing All Right. And the theme for that, I want it to be really high saturation, colorful Mexican and Aztec art, like Aztec or maybe even some Mayan art, like Mexican and Central American designs and patterns and art throughout that song, because it fits with the analog classic Latin guitar riffs. And it's going to be a very beautiful music video when that's done. And one of the things you'll notice about the music that I do is I'm very diverse across every genre. I've got a country western song that's done. We're just working on the video. You know, I've done like pop electronica. This Vaccine Zombie song is like a comedy pop song, you might say. I've got a like a soprano orchestral opera singing song coming up that you'll find really interesting. I've got hip hop songs, got different rap styles, got like grunge rap and like Chicago rap, LA rap, whatever, different kinds of styles, different kinds of percussion, like, dirty drums, like noisy drums, the 808 drums, old school electronic drum machine drums from the 1990s or whatever. Every different genre I'm okay with, and I can do music in any genre. And that's my intention, actually. I really want to try to express every musical genre. I mean, not every genre. I'm not going to do like, Espanol. I'm not doing multilingual songs, but I can do every style in English, and that's what I intend to do. I want to put out different songs and cover every style. And I've just finished a feature song for a documentary called Unpacking the Lies. And that's more of what would you call that? It's like a pop female rap style with an angelic singing, angelic vocals rap style. I mean, really interesting. But I intend to do a lot more of that. And I really want to do something kind of like Linkin Park, the classic Linkin Park songs like I'm So Numb, But in all these music AI generators, you can't name a singer that you're trying to imitate because, well, that's maybe a little too close to ripping off that singer's voice, So they don't allow that, and I wouldn't want to do it that way anyway. I don't want to copy the specific voice of a person, nor the specific style of a single band, But I like the genre that Linkin Park represents, which is like an experimental electronica type of genre. And also there's a really fun genre from the late 1980s, which was Tears for Fears. And I really like the progressive electronica experimental music style of Tears for Fears. And that's something that I'd like to play around with as well. I really like the world percussion with bass tracks of Peter Gabriel, things like that. So there's a lot of amazing musical genres to experiment with, and I find these really inspiring. I find this to be a tremendous amount of fun just to do this. This for me, this is like such great stuff. It's really enjoyable. I don't know, some people like to watch football or whatever. I like to create music. It's my thing. And now I no longer have to sit down at the keyboard and play out all the notes and record all that stuff and lay down the drum track. And that's a ton of work. Instead of taking 2 weeks to do a song, I can do it in like 12 hours. If I have the lyrics, which can take longer. But I can do a really solid song in one day now, thanks to AI. It used to take a lot longer. So the bottom line is there's a lot more songs coming. And also I've done one musical poetry piece called A Child of God. And I'll do a separate commentary on that, but the short version is that started out as me writing a tweet. I was writing a tweet, and as I was writing it out, I was like, this should really be a poem, because the words are really profound. Seriously, you should listen to the poem, and you'll see. You can hear it at music.brighteon.com if you want to check it out. But I was writing out the poem, and then as I wrote out the poem, I'm like, man, this needs some music. So it went from a tweet to a song to a music video, which is one of the most artistically expressive, like cosmically graphic, mind-blowing consciousness videos that you've ever seen in your life. Because the person in my company that did that is a legit, like really talented, straight up artist and a graphic designer. And her ability to use AI to bring out the images that are in her mind, it's mind blowing. There are 3 or 4 images in that song that could, frankly, just by themselves, they could be world class like paintings. I mean, they are just iconic images that will blow your mind. If you haven't seen that video yet, trust me, you're going to want to see that video. It's called A Child of God. And again, music.brighteon.com. You can check it out. And you can always download the MP3 files for yourself, and you can put them on your phone, and you can enjoy them. And the way I like to share the music with you is to say, all my MP3 files are free for non-commercial use, right? So enjoy it yourself, use it, listen, be inspired by it, whatever you want to do, give it to a friend. I just ask that if somebody wants to use it commercially, like in a commercial or in a film or whatever, then in that case, we do ask for you to license it from us for commercial use. And there would be some, small fee associated with that. Just, we don't care about the fee as much as we just want to make sure that our song doesn't end up like endorsing, Doritos or something stupid like that. Come on. So we don't want it for commercial use. Okay, so that's the commentary. Enjoy all the music, and be sure to check out more songs and more music videos at music.brighteon.com. I'm Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed Vaccine Zombie, and feel free to share it far and wide. You can repost it everywhere. Take care. Now at healthrangerstore.com, we have the matcha superfood formula to make an instant matcha tea loaded with superfoods. Check out the ingredients. I've got it on my screen here. Here it is, matcha superfood latte. And if you go down to the ingredients here, you'll see something pretty amazing. Not only is it made with this delicious coconut milk powder and the matcha powder, all laboratory tested, as you can see, all certified organic here, but we put in some chlorella and spirulina powder. And it's sweetened with monk fruit extract powder, but it's got functional mushrooms in here, reishi, shiitake, and so on, cordyceps. So this has this incredible combination, including lion's mane, that's my favorite. This incredible combination of microalgae superfood as well as matcha, which has all of its own amazing benefits, plus the functional mushrooms. This is available right now, healthrangerstore.com. And show my desk, I want to give our audience a look. We've also got our amazing instant mashed potatoes, the cheesy, creamy, buttery mashed potatoes in the number 10 cans. And then if you want to beat the tariffs that may be coming on Manuka honey from Australia and goji berries from the Tibet regions of China, the high elevation, clean regions, you need to get them now. We've got the goji berries, laboratory tested, of course. We've got the Manuka honey, which is certified with the high bioactives in the honey. There's a lot of counterfeit Manuka honey out there. This is the real deal, certified in several different ways and laboratory tested. You can find all that at healthrangerstore.com. And then I want to show you one other thing that's really useful this time of year. We've got this. A lot of people don't even know about it. It's called the Organic Daily Immune Complex Blend, 2 ounces, super potent blend. Let me show you some of the ingredients that you will find in this because it'll blow your mind. It's a spagyric maitake mushroom extract with shiitake and echinacea root extract together. And it's part ethanol and it's part water. So, it's that combination that does a better extraction from the functional mushrooms here. So functional mushrooms plus echinacea in a laboratory tested, certified organic format. Again, the Organic Daily Immune Complex Blend, 2 fluid ounces, available now, healthrangerstore.com. We've got hundreds of products for your health, for your kitchen, for your home, for preparedness, and so much more. Check it all out at healthrangerstore.com and know that every purchase there helps support our platform and our work to give back to humanity for freedom, health, and happiness. And thank you for your support. I'm Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. Take care.